Hi everybody, welcome to Series 2, Episode 9 of Taking Care of Business. We're here to talk recruitment, what's changed in the recruitment world since COVID, how are we recruiting, who we're recruiting, and what successes that we're having. So we're here with Kameron Hutchinson.
Hello everybody.
Joe Parker.
Hello everyone.
And Carl Allsopp.
Hello. That was an energetic start from Kameron, wasn't it?
Hi.
Can we just, before we get started, obviously we've got Kameron and Joe.
Oh, no.
Kameron today is our head of recruitment director actually, and Joe our HR director. Just a little thing about Allsopp and Allsopp. We all have pet names for one another. Can we just talk about Cameron's pet name?
My Little Monkey.
My Little Pony.
My Little Pony. Now, Cameron's known as the Peacock. Do you want to explain about why you're the Peacock?
Well, actually, you won't see me as a peacock now, but many years ago,
1 year ago.
Last week.
It was 4.5 years ago, actually. I was probably a bit disco on the suits, but working at Allsopp, I've become
So
less
Cameron, just paint a picture before we move on.
First
Cameron's
day.
first day at work, he wore a green suit with blue pinstripes,
Green socks.
and a pink shirt with blue polka dots.
Yeah.
It was lovely.
And we were like, this is our recruitment manager. Everyone was like, what is this thing that's coming here? He looks like an elf at Christmas.
But from small acorns grow mighty oaks, and now
But at weekends, so it comes out like dresses, headbands,
He said that
Anything
suit
goes.
back.
anything goes at weekends.
but I actually did send that suit back after what happened.
With a complaint like, why did you make me buy this?
We've got Peacock. What you got many nicknames,
I don't think I'd say
I don't
on
think we
camera.
can say them on camera, no.
but we affectionately know you as Joe Pizzle.
Yeah.
The Piz.
Pizzle, what we call it. Pizzle. We shout Pizzle. I'm like, what is Pizzle? It's Joe Pizzle.
So obviously today, thanks for joining us, talking about recruitment. What a mad year it's been with regards to people joining the business. We've had the most amount of business people ever join us in a single year, and that's where travel's been quite restricted. So things have changed quite a lot, haven't they? Tell us.
I mean, look, from my point of view, talking about recruitment, you would have thought lockdown, it would have stopped. If you look at around the world, officially, you're not allowed to fly unless it's for business or emergency purposes. And I think people made very quick decisions over the last 6 months that I don't want to be in the UK, I don't want to be in America. I've had someone from Canada join us. I've had places where they're saying, you know what, Dubai is the place to be. So it surprised me, come the middle of the year where we are, that we're at record numbers of recruiting. What do you put it down to, Cam?
I think the fact that Dubai is open, all right, it's not the Dubai that everybody remembers pre-COVID, but it's a lot more open than other parts of the world. And the freedom to be able to go to work and earn money and get on with life rather than things being locked down. I think the quality of life probably is even more attractive in Dubai now than it was pre-COVID. Because
not today,
other
though,
places.
the heat's not.
No, summer, but let's face it, it's 2-3 months out of the year, whereas you are still able to do everything. You can still go for dinner, you can still go for drinks, you can still go to the gym. Everything is open for Dubai life, whereas other parts of the world, it's not, is it?
You guys obviously speak to a tremendous amount of people each day about potential people joining the business. Do you think the people who've joined us in the last 12 months, do you think some people have made the move and joined us that perhaps wouldn't have if it weren't for COVID?
Yes,
100%.
I think so.
Definitely.
I think if I'm honest, there's probably been perhaps more people that have joined us that are thinking about a career. But speaking honestly, there's probably people that have joined us because the prospects elsewhere aren't so great. So they're thinking, well,
It's
actually,
great for us.
No. But actually, then when they come and then they start enjoying themselves and they start being successful and they start earning money, then we retain them. So I think actually, more so during COVID. But I think you've got people that come because they want a career, but some people come because perhaps prospects elsewhere aren't as great, and we're offering something pretty fantastic and in tax-free money in the sunshine. All right, you'll burn alive outside of the summer right now, but
You can cook an egg on the floor. Other than that, it's great.
yeah,
Obviously, going back, we've been open, I think 14 years this year or 13 years. This
Well, it's got to be 14.
going
14 in
into our
September.
14th year of business.
I'm going to 15.
2008, we
Yeah.
opened.
So Joe, you've been with us since not far off the start.
Joe was here with the
11
T-Rexes
years.
walking around.
prehistoric.
Prehistoric times. You've seen a lot of change, haven't you, in the last 10 years?
Loads of changes.
What's different from when we started hiring to today?
I think we're more thorough with the way that we hire. The whole process is more detailed.
Yeah.
Trying to make sure that we are more selective. Do we get it right every time? No. But I think we do try and get the right candidates for us and also the right company for them. I think we a lot more detail with the information that we give, what we get from them, the whole recruitment, the interview process.
Do you remember when you, if you go back 5 years ago, I think when you first joined, maybe 4 years ago, to be honest with you, I remember when you were doing your interviews, I remember coming to your room and you were still doing them on the phone. And I was like, why are we doing interviews on the phone?
That's a very good point, actually. I hadn't even thought about that.
So we, if you think about it, we were calling people and we're trying to get an understanding of how good they are, and spend an hour on the phone. And I was like, we have Skype. It was Skype at the time, because Zoom wasn't a thing, was it?
Skype.
And now we won't do an interview with anyone, really, will we? Unless we can see their face and see how they react and what they get up to.
You've got to see people's body language and how they come across. And also, they've got to be confident, because we all know it's all about personality.
How they present themselves on the phone, on the call as well. If someone's sitting in their pyjamas for an interview, it's like,
I'd probably take them.
You had
You would,
actually, but we
he had
say
an
that.
awkward one, didn't he? When the camera came on, I don't think the person was ready once.
Oh, really?
I did that in lockdown.
With a guy and the towel dropped and you disconnected the
Oh,
call.
yeah.
And you're like, don't
His
ever
towel actually dropped.
rearrange that. Yeah.
Was checking us on purpose. Oops. Oh no, you know.
I think
It's
his
me.
email was like, what type of interview you set up for me?
Big John at Hotmail.
I actually thought it was a joke when you did it.
You know what though, talking about videos, now even more progressed along, the fact that we ask everybody for a video, and video content is very much more part of our application process.
Stage, they ask for video. So why is that important?
Exactly what we've just said, how people come across. Thinking back to before video calling was a thing, you would speak to somebody on the phone and you would get an impression of them based on their voice, based on the words that they used. You then meet them and you think, you don't look or sound or are the type of person that I thought you were on the phone. Whereas when you see them on a video, some people are so creative with them. And if you think that they're creative like that because they want to give a good first impression, for us trying to get a job, what are they going to be like with their customers, their clients that they're dealing with? So it's massively important to see how they look, dress, fit into maybe our business.
I think you can gather someone's personality from I have a theory. 100%. I think if you give me a minute with any person and we're just talking, I'll figure you out quite quickly in terms of what type of dynamic you would bring to our business. And I think you have to have that on video.
It's just connecting with people. This job, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I would probably never in our business now, in a sales role, I would never look at someone's CV. Really, maybe scan over it very, very briefly, but that doesn't matter.
CVs, in my opinion, are dead. If someone wants to send me their link to their LinkedIn profile, that is your CV. What is the point in having a CV? It's a piece of paper that really doesn't mean anything at all, because I'm sure mine says I've got a B in English and A in English. That's definitely not true. Definitely not true.
And I bet on your hobbies it says that you've horse ridden at some point, because everybody's CV says, "Oh yeah, I do horse riding."
People fluff them up so much.
I have horse ridden, by the way. I want to clear that up to you. I used to. Yeah. What is it? Jockeying? What you used to?
I'll be honest, like the weight you are today, the horse's back might collapse.
It was a strong horse.
The horse is like.
I am 6'5". I'm bigger than the horse now.
I need a shire horse.
But I only did about 4 lessons. I was good at it. Are they the big ones that Gandalf will be on?
Yeah.
Gandalf will be on them.
Yeah.
The white one that goes through the.
But how many CVs do you actually read? The
volume
many.
we receive, in excess of 2,000-3,000 a month, you can't go for each one.
So what tip would you give it, Joe, if you were speaking to someone that wanted to get into Allsopp and CV had not landed on the doorstep and you tried 5 times, any company, let's say it's Allsopp, how do you get them to recognise you?
Either, obviously, if they're in country, try and come in here and try and meet one of us or one of the recruitment team. If not, obviously try and pick the phone up and try and get an appointment with one of us to talk to us and arrange a video call.
Yeah,
I will say,
have you got 5-10 minutes to talk on Skype? Zoom?
I think if I can add, all I would say is social media.
Definitely
is massive. If you can't get through the door with a CV, an email, or whatever, social media. The amount that we do on social media is untrue.
I was really impressed yesterday. Lewis received a call from an agent not working for us. Basically called Lewis out of the blue saying, "Hi, I'm looking for a job. Can you speak to me?" I was like, wow, do you know what? That also goes a long way as well.
And everything else. But going back to social media, so I agree with you. Going direct, social media, and going into someone's offices is fantastic. But just want to touch on social media when we talk about recruiting. A lot of people probably don't know this, but obviously when we're going for our vetting process, we will be looking on people's social media to see if they match into the criteria of what we want.
And make no mistake,
we pull jobs.
Every employer would probably do the same.
I think nowadays,
to understand what sort of person you are, what sort of temperament you have. And obviously, a picture doesn't tell everything, but it does help.
No one
I don't
wants to
think it
see
should
the
be
guy
used
that stands.
exclusively though.
No, but you're hiring a 20-year-old, 21-year-old, and they start every picture's with a bottle of vodka and a champagne, and they're in the club. We get what, we got a young lifestyle, but you can gather what someone's Instagram is about, trying to portray what type of person that you are. That's what it is.
Really important.
And if someone's doing that, you're just like, oh God, is he going to fit? You know what you're going to get when they get here.
A headache.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to
Hangover.
get.
It shows what's important to that person.
Yeah.
Is it a nightclub or is it family or whatever? And like I say, it's only one small part of the recruitment profiling. Just come back to videos. What's been the most creative one and the funniest one you've come across? Because I've seen a few funny ones, but what's the funniest one you've seen?
Oh God. It's on the spot now with regards to the exact funniest one, but there's
Hi,
been
I
some...
would like a job.
Do you know, probably the one that sticks to mind at the minute is a guy that's not actually joined us yet. He's joining us in September, but he actually photoshopped his head onto the body of somebody that already works here in the summer uniform to say at the end of the video, like, this is what I'd look like if I worked for you guys.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I like
that
that.
was good.
Fun.
That's a yes for me straight away.
Yeah.
But some
His
people
was good.
Some people do animations. You can have a really simple video. If you've got a great personality, you can have a simple video. It doesn't need to be a stage production. I mean, don't get me wrong. The more that you put into it, the more entertaining they are.
I'll probably dodge the missile. Oh my God! And then I want to work. Yeah, another one. I'll definitely hire them.
What would you do on your video? You'd be some crazy.
What I do is I'll put myself in front of the camera. I won't be creative. I'll just go there. Look, hire me. I'm going to make you so much money as a company. Put this video on in 6 months, and I'll show you.
Oh my God! You got a job.
God, that's what I'm saying to you.
Would you sing?
I've got this. I make you so much money, baby.
And either you're going to turn that video off or you're going to send it.
Exactly. I'll send it in 6 months. Remember that song that I sang for you?
So the people you've hired, any particular traits of people that you really identify and people you think, yes, I've hired this person, this is the certain thing I like about them. What would you really look for?
I think it's you thinking of your experience when you've ever been sold to, whether that's buying a house, a car, an item of clothing. If that person makes you feel at ease and comfortable, and you ask them a question and confidently they can give you the answer, or if they don't know the answer, they say, you know what, I don't know, but I'll find out. It's feeling welcomed by that person. And I think you get that from a video and a video interview more so than a CV, as we said before. But yeah, making you feel comfortable.
Does
with
life
them.
experience play a part in profiling the right person?
100%. 100%. And actually we spoke about that briefly just now. I think somebody that's not, I hate this term because I was one upon a time, but wet behind the ears. If you've got a level of experience, whether that's living away from home or anything, maybe something's happened in your life, a big lifestyle, a big milestone in your life. You know what I mean? Yeah, definitely. I think if you've got some experience behind you, you can then play into the hands of a family or a couple or you've got a story. If you've got a story, then that helps get their story out.
What's your favourite hire, both of you? Go. Since you joined the business. 3, 2, 1, go. Favourite hire?
Favourite hire?
I can't remember, can you?
There's loads, and I feel terrible that I have
Just
to
give me
choose
one.
one.
And the reason?
Do you know? I'm gonna say Lee Weston.
Okay.
Right.
Lovely.
Yeah,
And I'm gonna say there's many, by the way, but I'm gonna say Lee Weston on the basis that she worked for Aldi. We met her, and her personality at the recruitment event was like perfect.
She hit her target last week in 1 week. Made £10,000 in a week. No,
her monthly target.
in a week. Yeah. So
just a good human being as well. Wants to do well, works
Works
hard.
so hard.
driven.
Yeah.
No chip on her shoulder.
Little one.
But she stuck at it
The
as
more
well.
money she earns.
Good people do it.
She stuck at it though, because she didn't actually like Dubai when she first got here. She didn't like it at all. But she loved the job and loved the company. But she stuck at it.
3, 2, 1, go.
Recently, I'd say Dan Perry.
Yes, Dan Perry worked behind a
Dan
bar.
Perry's an interesting one.
Wild card, obviously, here in Dubai.
What did he do before?
He worked in hospitality for 4 years.
Did he pour pints? Is that what he did?
No, so he used to like
He was
run...
a restaurant manager.
Oh my God, I've told people for ages that he poured pints behind the bar.
Yeah, but it's like when you tell people that Jack Bystrom was a window fitter.
He was a window
fitter. He was a painter.
Jimmy used to sell, Jamal Toscani, he sold
internet
Windows security.
Yeah.
I used to tell everyone he sells Windows. That's what I told him.
He sells antivirus.
It was antivirus, but I just say he sells Windows double glazing. That's what I tell people.
But what was it about Dan? Because obviously, what I see is unbelievable work ethic, and do you know what? Someone that can speak to anyone regarding. He's not too.
With my interview call with him, I can remember because I was stuck in the UK at the time, but he was just so easy to talk to. I was on the call to him for about an hour and a half. Got on with him really well.
Joe's interviews are the longest things.
Are they?
She likes to chat.
She does like to chit.
But then that's when you think I'd buy a house from you, I'd rent from you, a nice person.
Yeah.
Had been in Dubai for 4 years, so new here. So that was one thing he didn't need to learn. Was settled, stable.
Do you know what? It's massive
it's a risk.
For me. If we find people who want to get into real estate that know Dubai already and are settled, their chances of success in real estate are so much higher.
Well, we said last week in the podcast, the first year of anyone new to country is probably the hardest and the most likely chance where they probably won't make it.
Yeah.
If they get through that first year, it's not even through the job, it's through settling in country, developing a routine, finding friends. If you get through the first year, the chances of being successful are a lot higher.
Yeah.
So on to my next subject I want to talk about is visas. Obviously it's a little bit boring listening to talk about visas, but it's an interesting concept that a lot of companies are doing that we don't do. And that is hiring people, bring them in, and them not working on a visa. As we know, that is fully illegal and something that we just don't condone, because to work in Dubai, you are not allowed to step foot in the office legally unless you have a visa. You will be arrested for it effectively, and you will be deported for working as an illegal immigrant. There are a lot of companies that do that to try and generate money in. What's your thoughts on this? Do you think Dubai should offer some sort of leeway for staff in case they don't like Dubai? Or do you think that you just got to put them on a visa, or what's your thoughts?
It's 50-50 because, yes, obviously from a cost point of view, if they could give you like a grace period for people to settle in, but the way that we do it, I think is personally better because that shows our commitment to the person.
Yeah.
So then that's what obviously we would like back from the person.
Well, look, before someone joining the business, we're committing nearly £2,000 to them starting. Yeah. So it's not like we're saying come and take a desk, where a lot of companies really are putting nothing to their name. They're just going to get on a flight, come and join our office, and there's no, with no visa, I'm not mistaken, you can get a bank account anymore.
Can't get bank account, can't do your RERA training, can't get UA driving license,
can't rent a property,
can't rent a property on a long-term
basis. There's so much that it holds the key to.
Yeah.
But as well, I don't want people in the office, I'm sure you guys don't want, anyone that walks in there on tenterhooks, am I allowed to be here, am I not?
Yeah. Do you know what, it's so short-sighted that firms don't put people in visa, because I know there's a cost, but if you're getting someone over from the UK, the thing you need to do as an employer is get them settled as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
And by doing that, it's having a bank,
Yeah.
being able to rent a property, being able to do things you normally would be able to do. So it's kind of counterproductive by not putting them on a visa.
Yeah, of course.
Well, businesses do it as a try before you buy, and that's how they sell it or spin it to candidates, I guess, when they're coming over. But it's short-sighted on both sides. I wouldn't move to a country if I knew that you needed a visa and I didn't get the visa. Because even if the company says, we'll do it, where's the guarantee?
Forget the legal aspect as well. It's like morally, how can you say morally give them a job and know that in the back of your mind they're not legal sitting in an office?
But probably 70% of companies in real estate, and this is probably outside of real estate, do the same thing. I look on the forum at Brits in Dubai, and the amount of people that move to Dubai and go, I've been on 3 visa runs, just like, oh my God, how can you settle into your life? But that is Dubai at the moment, isn't it? It's the way companies are trying to save money. But our business ethos is, I think you pay for what you get. If you're willing to spend and commit, then you're going to get committed staff as well.
Don't you think it's a due diligence thing from both sides though? We obviously just spoken about looking at people's social media and profiling them and making sure that they are the right person for us. Surely the individual should be looking at the company and thinking, well, hang on a minute.
Some people want to hear what they want to hear though, and doing homework is important for the person taking the job, by the way. Someone doing homework on that company, who the owners are, how long they've been running, what's the size of the team, how many properties they've got. These are really important things rather than just saying, oh, yeah, I've got a job.
Just depends, though, how desperate that person is to start their new dream life, isn't it? I mean, some people would turn a blind eye to what they see just because they're moving to Dubai and, you know, there's a chance they might make it. But some people that have got money and they've got experience and family.
Yeah.
You know, we interviewed a guy recently that, you know, he wanted to come over, had 2 kids, and it got to the stage where we were talking in depth about things that maybe we wouldn't talk about with a 25-year-old, 23-year-old. They want to know more about where the schools are and things like that.
Yeah. So important.
We help with stuff like that as well when people join. Obviously, we help with schooling, we help with getting bank accounts, we help getting
their visas, all the families' visas. Yeah, obviously our PRO will help with all of that. Takes the stress away. Again, you don't want the individual that's coming to work here worrying about them aspects. They've got to settle into the job, learn their area, get on with the job to earn money.
Yeah.
The family bit will help them with that. We'll take care of that so they can focus on what they need to.
Do you find a lot of people, so we speak to a lot of people who come here, and most of them here have never been self-employed or commission only. Do you think a lot of people come here with excitement but fear? Do you think
Oh, massively. Massively. People, I remember when I started the job thinking, I'm going to give up my basic salary. Like, it is a fear because it's a guarantee. But then if you know you're good or have confidence in yourself, of course you're going to want to earn 50% of what you're earning.
Yeah.
So again, it's just people don't have that confidence sometimes in themselves.
And equally, we wouldn't be hiring people if we didn't know this person could make money.
Yeah.
You know, if anyone joins the business, we need to know that they're gonna make money from the business. Just in terms of obviously some tips for what people should be doing apart from obviously videos and stuff like that. Is there any things that people need to know about moving to Dubai that, you know, perhaps they hadn't thought about before, about preparation for the move?
I think something that's happened over the last 5.5 years that I've been here is things seem to become more relaxed. Like if we look at Ramadan that just happened, it was a lot more relaxed than maybe the years before. But I think anybody coming should still bear in mind that they are relocating 3,500 miles around the world to the Middle East. Like, it's a big deal, and they should be looking at what customs or traditions or rules and regulations there are, so that when you do arrive, it's not a total surprise. You know, you wouldn't go on holiday without TripAdvisor in somewhere or whatever. You want to make sure that you're doing your research into the place, which probably sounds quite obvious, but with the emergence more so of Instagram, you look at a picture on Instagram and you think that that's what Dubai is going to be like, and actually there's more to Dubai than that. So I think doing your due diligence definitely before you come over. The visa on arrival is obviously changed since COVID. Now everybody arrives as a visitor and then you have your change of status, whereas previous you could have started your visa before you arrived in Dubai. But again, if you're joining a company that does things properly, that's not really a concern. You arrive and your status has changed when you get here. So book your flight.
So, savings is the same, just making sure financially you're stable, making sure you've got everything tied up. I mean, before you leave as well in the UK.
It's interesting, when we started hiring many years ago, we started asking people their savings, how much money you've got behind. But why do we even do that? Because, you know, naturally from the potential employer's perspective, people might think, you know, it's only your business. Why are you asking how much money I've got? Do you just want to share why we do that? Because
you do get that, and it's funny when we talk about people with chips on the shoulders. There's not been many, but some people you'll say, you know, what kind of money have you got behind? Oh, that's none of your business. Well, it kind of is if you're relocating halfway around the world, because we want to make sure that you've got enough money to support yourself. Cards on the table, you probably won't earn anything worth writing home about for 3-4 months maybe. Could be sooner, but realistically 3 to 4 months. Have you got the capacity to look after yourself and put fuel in the car, food in your mouth, rent to pay? Because if you can't or you haven't, you're setting yourself up for a fall, but also we're taking a gamble on somebody that probably doesn't have the right money behind them. If we're paying for their visa, we need a return on investment, as do they need a return on investment. So it's not because we're trying to be nosy. I don't care how much money people have got, but I do when we're considering relocating people halfway around the world, because we want to make sure they can look after themselves.
Good. What about jobs you've got at the moment available, Allsopp and Allsopp, just to share with people?
Varied jobs, like very jobs.
With people so people know where to apply.
So sales, leasing, obviously, but on top of that, we're also growing our mortgage team, our commercial team, but also some really interesting techie roles, web designers, back-end developers, also SEO, graphic designers,
property management,
business development,
anything in real estate. We're
massive growth.
Our new maintenance department also.
New maintenance department as well.
Plumbers, we actually need plumbers.
If you're a plumber, call us.
And you watch this podcast, give us a call.
But that's what's quite interesting about our business now. We aren't just a real estate firm like that. It's a proud thing to know that we started as a real estate firm, but now we've
I was
got so
talking to
many
someone this morning, and our long-term goal, Lewis and I, is to be involved in as many facets as possible with real estate. So you don't just look at real estate; you look at someone's renting a house, buying a house, they need to finance the house, they need to rent it, they need to manage
removals,
everything. They need maintenance over the course of the time they're in living. So if we can be involved in every single part of that journey, then we will.
Yeah, absolutely.
So where do people apply for a job?
On the World Wide Web.
At Instagram at Peacock.
No, you can get in touch with us so many different ways. Our website, obviously, as Joe said earlier, you can drop by our office, you can call us, you can approach us on social media,
tweet,
email,
careers at
courier. You could courier a letter to us.
You could send your owl to send a letter to us.
Fax machine.
We don't care. We don't have a fax machine.
And just anyone looking for a job, experience important. Obviously, it depends on the role, but background important.
Personally, don't shoot me for this. Personally, experience, in my opinion, does not matter.
In sales and lettings. Obviously, if you're a plumber, it'd be a bit of a problem for you.
All right, let's be more specific on that. Yeah, if it's one of our specialist roles and we're hiring you as a web designer, you kind of need to be a web designer. But if you're looking at one of our sales, leasing, mortgage, commercial roles, no.
Personality over paper.
100%.
Every single day. Okay.
Good. Well, thank you very much, guys, for joining this week. We will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.